Welcome to this part of the world and welcome to Satsang. So, are there any questions? Anything you want to ask before I start? Anything at all? Okay, then we will start. What is the study of yoga? I'm going to do a brief analysis from the beginning and let's see how much you remember. What is the whole goal of yoga? Anyone, what is your goal? Why? What does yoga mean? Union. What are you uniting with what?
Divine self.
Your lower self with your higher self. Who is your higher self? Your spirit. Who is the spirit? What is the spirit? Energy. What occupies the body? Soul. What is soul? What is your soul? Your mind with your spirit makes an individual soul. Spirit is energy. Spirit, spirit, spirit. Everything is space and spirit. It's all one. And then when it becomes individualized, it's a soul. The soul enters a body for a purpose. You get a type of body for a purpose. The body you get is the body you need to use for your mission and your learning in this life. And this is the yoga. Yoga is connecting with your soul so you understand what your journey is on this earth. So Sri Patanjali tells us in the Yoga Sutras of Sri Patanjali, what does he say? How do you reconnect with who you are? How do you start, saying, I know I am soul, but how do you connect? We're so distracted by the world. We're so distracted by the material. We're in the mindset, I want, I need, my ego. People need to please me. How do you distract yourself from all this kind of stuff? Mm-hmm. And he says, it's all in your mind. Sutra 2. Yogas. The restraint of the modification of the mind self is yoga. What happens when you learn to restrain? Restrain, look at the words. Not repress, restrain your thoughts. You experience some quiet time. You experience some peace. And then what happens? He says in Sutra 3. Then the seer abides in its own true nature. What does that mean?
Peaceful.
You start to understand who you are. You are peace. You are energy. You are that unconditional love. You are everything. You are it, but we have forgotten. So why have we forgotten? Because there's so much noise in the mind. Chatter, chatter, chatter. I want, I need, I want, I need. So we get so distracted. But if we understand the body is an instrument, it's an instrument on loan. Isn't it great? You've got such a great gift. Your body can move well. It can work well. You've got a great mind. You're intelligent. And even the greatest gift of all is the gift that you know that you're much more than your mind and your body. You know. Otherwise you wouldn't be sitting here. Why would you be sitting here if you don't understand that you're much more than that? That there's something in you that is searching for the truth. What is that truth? Why would you be searching for something unless you've had it before? I always say, if you don't know what an apple tastes like, will you ask for an apple? No. So why are you seeking that great peace? And why are you seeking that great love that is so unconditional? Why? You tell me, because you've experienced it. So when you realize that it's all within you, that there's nobody that can give it to you, and there's no thing that can give you your joy, then you stop to become so clingy. Addictions fall away. Anger falls away. Fear falls away. Why? Because there's nothing you need anymore. You have it all. What makes us do things that we don't like about ourselves? Fear. Lack of self-esteem. thinking we're not good enough. So we are fighting for attention all the time. We're fighting to be recognized. We want to be known. But you know, you'll be famous today and tomorrow somebody will curse you. Look at Lord Jesus. One day was, Hosanna, King of the highest. Next week, crucify him. They do it to such a great soul. Will they not do it to you? And yet in our mind, we forget all these great truths. So the practice of yoga is very scientific. And Sri Patanjali says, learn to control your mind, and then you'll know who you are. The rest of the sutras, as you all know, is there to teach you how to get there. So we covered the first book. It tells you, okay, what must you do? You must practice. How do you practice? What is practice? Practice is learning to keep your mind steady. Effort towards steadiness of mind is practice. Can anybody help you to keep your mind steady? You have to do it yourself. If I practice and meditate and do the mantra 24 hours a day, who can I help but me? I can keep my mind steady. I can practice. But I can't do it for you. I can share the knowledge. Oh, by the way, when you keep your mind steady and you keep it calm, wow, you feel so happy. You can live a good life. Things happen to you and you can deal with pain. You can deal with suffering. Why don't you want to do it? Isn't that the best job you have in the world? Why would you want to go after that fast car or that beautiful dress or that the best computer you can get when it's all inside of you and you have peace? Why you don't need to run after anything? You're just so happy. Why won't you search for that joy? That is magical, and you can have it all the time in here, right here. You don't need to go anywhere. That's all I can do to tell you, but I can't do it for you. Nobody can do it for you. Please understand that. That's what Sri Patanjali is telling us. And then we get attached to somebody. Oh, give me happiness, give me joy. Yeah, for a short time. Maybe if you're in my happy company, you'll be happy for 1 day, 2 days. Third day, back to depression. So better learn to do it for yourself. Be independent, be strong. That is the science of yoga. Be strong in yourself. And then you can change the world. And then you can help with the peace movement. And then you can truly show love to all. But if you don't fix yourself, don't expect to fix the world. That's arrogance. Total arrogance. Fix yourself first. And that's what Sri Patanjali, the science of yoga, is about. Self-reformation. Nothing else. You don't have the right to change anybody else. It's really quite unkind to tell people, oh, I have this knowledge, so you are like this, and if you do this, and you become like this. Arrogance. You can say, I have this knowledge. If you like, I can share it with you. You don't like, it's absolutely okay. And this is the path of yoga. It's independent. It's not about converting. It's about converting yourself into the best you can be. Are you very clear on this? The best you can be in this life. Not anybody else. You don't have anybody else's body. You don't have anybody else's mind. You don't have anybody else's soul. You have your own. And that's the best. You are the best in you. So stop wanting to be like somebody else. Stop thinking this is better than you. What a lot of nonsense. This is what society has taught us. If you don't have a perfect size 8 figure, or you don't have the perfect male body, you're not good enough. What a lot of nonsense. You are who you are. And if you're happy in yourself, and you're healthy, and you look after your temple, because it's a gift. Then you won't be too fat and you won't be too thin, because you respect yourself. You're not bothered. You just maintain yourself so that you live a good life. You're not obsessive about anything. When you're obsessive, can you be happy? Can you ever be happy when you're obsessive? Never. In fact, it's all that agitation. And what happens when you're agitated? There is no peace. then do you know you're divine? No. So make peace your God and make peace your goal. Are you clear? Okay? What is your goal?
Peace.
If you have everything in the world and you have no peace, what's the point? Listen, every time you get disturbed, and you will start, Sri Patanjali starts to tell you what things make you disturbed, right? So he goes, by the practice of the 8 limbs of yoga, what happens? Impurities dwindle away, and there dawns the light of wisdom, leading to discriminate discernment. They're great students, don't you think? Congratulations. Much better than the last time. And the only reason why you have to memorize these things is because they help you. Oh, if I practice the 8 limbs of yoga, this is a science. Let me practice it. Don't take my word for it. Please don't. This science is 5,000 years old. When I first read that book of the sutras, I go, I wonder if this is true. I don't take anybody's word for it. I'm going to practice it. And I watched my life transform with the practice. Then it became too exciting. I wasn't interested in blaming anybody anymore for my problems. I wasn't interested in looking out in the world and saying, it's you that did this to me. I was, this is such exciting work. I'm watching myself transform before my eyes. Why would I waste time gossiping? Why would I waste time being petty when I have the most incredible joy in my hands, watching myself transform to what I want to be in life? A useful instrument. You know, I love Sri Swami Satchidananda's goals of yoga. Simply to live a peaceful, and useful life. You guys are really getting better than I thought. Kim, you've done a good job, Wally, in a way.
Crack that one.
And that's it. Please remember, what is your goal? Everybody, even the new people, repeat it. Peaceful, and useful. You got those 3 ingredients, you're happy. Because even when you're peaceful and you're not useful, there's kind of something in you, doesn't it? I've seen people, I'm really peaceful, Nalanie. I feel like I need to do something more with my life. Why is that feeling coming? Because instruments need to be used. And used in the best way possible. And I just love what my master told me when I said to him, I know I keep repeating this, but this really shifted my consciousness. And I said, after meeting you, how can I ever go back to the old way of living? And he goes, just love where you are, purify your mind. When you are ready, God will use you. How simple. So the next thing I did was, you know, so many people ask me, what do I do with my life? Make it simple. Love every moment that's given to you, good or bad. But human beings can't. We find this so difficult to do, and that's why we need to practice all these things for a long time. Without a break and with all your heart. Because it takes time. Patience. Patience. And you just got to be patient with yourself. Nothing great was built overnight. Nothing. And you know, the greatest things you've done in your life is the things, if you notice in your life, you've worked very hard for. You've actually struggled for. You've actually suffered through. It's almost like you have to understand the suffering before you get the light. And you have to develop the compassion before you can really be the real you. And this is where suffering comes in, to take away the arrogance. Oh, I can control everything. You can't. So sorry. So sorry to tell you that. The only thing you can control is the way you look at the world. That's all. Your mind. So Sri Patanjali gives us a whole list of things to do. He starts off by saying, here are the 8 limbs. the yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi.